Hey folks, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. It's your pilot today, Jonah.
It's your lead prosecutor, attorney, and sometimes assistant, Kyle.
And I'm Ian. I'm the judge.
Yeah, you kind of don't have a lot of voice roles in this one, except for like Angel Star, huh?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm enjoying the story, so I'm just vibing. It's good.
February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Wright and Co. Law Offices.
Yo, I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright.
I pull my guide for this investigation because I know it's going to be a pain in the ass.
I'm sorry about what my sister said.
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Doc killings.
Sounds like everyone heard about these killings but me.
Lana wanted Doc convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean, what happened to you?
It's all there in the file. Joe Doc's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence.
But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma?
On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Doc tried to kill me.
What? He tried to kill you?
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me.
So that means you...
Yeah. I was a witness in the Joe Doc trial.
I didn't see that one coming. Kinda did, though, actually, Phoenix. I did.
It happened 2 years ago. It was right around this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office.
Joe Dark.
It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up.
Jake Marshall's brother.
Joe Doc tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then,
What happened?
I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant.
Yo, why does Phoenix Wright always get cases where there's like some sort of like natural disaster?
I know.
What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now.
Don't even say that, because it's just gonna keep going. What's up, Shizoa? No worries,
welcome.
we just got started.
Yeah. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that?
No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime.
Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence?
The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it.
Edgeworth?
Yeah, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was given false evidence. He was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true, even though I may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence.
After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today.
She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. So what did you see in the instant that the crime occurred?
Ellipses. Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife.
Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl.
I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms.
Poor Emma. You've been through so much.
I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out of... I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good.
2 years ago.
2 years... Oh.
You must have been 14? That's understandable.
Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I wanted to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. And find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any.
I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma.
What is it?
You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right?
That's right.
Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Come on, game. I'm clicking. There we go. Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Sorry, this game decides to sometimes just not function. I don't really know what the deal with that is.
Oh, there's no mystery there. It's because you're operating on Windows. You should have gone on Linux.
Oh shit!
Linux are getting better.
Emma would install Arch Linux on her PC.
She would.
She does give off that vibe for sure.
Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day.
Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police?
Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office.
But why did you run all the way over to your sister's office?
Because the detective offices in the questioning room were right across from the elevator.
Ellipses. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she?
No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force.
What? That's news to me.
After the Joe Dock case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor.
Lana used
Because
to be...
lawyering and detective work are very similar.
Not really. That's kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
I'd better have another talk with her. Alright, let's go talk to Lana, huh? February 24th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room.
Lana.
Mr. Wright, seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we?
Well, Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty.
Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about that unusual change of jobs? Ellipses. I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright.
Wait, the game is actually acknowledging that that's an odd transfer? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about that, actually.
A lot of
Given this
revelations.
game's track record,
Yeah, sometimes this game...
They're just gonna blow it up.
Yeah, this game sometimes is just like... Really like... Oh, yeah, well... You know, we're just gonna make them the chief of police because why not, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
A lot of revelations
Larry
are...
Butts is police chief candidate.
Oh, Larry Butts does get a change in profession, and I think you're gonna love it. But that'll have to wait for the next game. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Damn. Phoenix, you gotta pick up your pace, brother. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be.
That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it?
Ellipses.
I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the science, bitch.
It couldn't be helped, Emma. At the trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department.
Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife.
Ellipses.
Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us?
Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. Damn, we haven't used this sprite yet. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago.
He was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Chief Gant? He was... Oh, sorry, that's me. I thought it was Emma. He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be.
They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Oh, that sounds really suspicious, actually.
Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was...
Gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right?
Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police, and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command. That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yeah. Deputy Chief Gant and I share the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. He tried to murder Emma.
Prosecutor Marshall was just trying to save me from Dark.
You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Ugh. Ellipses exclamation point. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So, he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down and fled the room. Man, aren't they usually, like, restrained so they can't leave the room. From there, you run straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself.
That's where you found me.
So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall and the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. Jesus. Sorry, the fucking text just goes way too slowly for me. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it.
What are you saying?
There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance.
But that case was solved 2 years ago.
At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yeah, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely.
I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark.
Ellipses. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yeah, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Ooh, okay. Let's do it. February 24th, Police Department entrance. Howdy, Bambina.
Well, Mr. Marshall.
Never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera sera. You never know where your life will lead you, eh, Bambina? Persona 3 reference? I'm just kidding. Should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning.
Wait, who says that in Persona 3?
No, that's the name of the bar.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Billy?
Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, we can't go in the evidence room today, partner.
But, Mr. Marshall, why'd you do it?
Why did prospectors head west? If there ever was a case I need to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me, neither. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, all right. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised.
A question?
The blade of that knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. Ellipses exclamation point. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind some scars on all of us. I know, right, Shizoa?
The scars that the SL9 incident left behind.
I got the
It's
looks.
true.
very
I am-
irregular.
Yeah, I'm quite the nut for Persona 3, but
I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together.
How old was he, your brother?
He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the king of prosecutors? I knew it. Shit. Phoenix's internal monologue started going southern. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother.
The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Ellipsis exclamation point. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. Can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently, someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There's something going on behind the scenes that day. In that case, we all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Ms. Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him, too, the commissions would go... if they did something to him, too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No way they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They...
Who are you talking about?
Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Huh? The investigation lead, Damon Gant and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left.
Question mark?
Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentioned it, Emmett said something like that too.
Tell me, what happened to my sister?
Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. So long, Officer Marshall. Alright, well, let's get in there, huh?
Yeah.
February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. Hold on, I'm going to take a big swig of water for this one.
That must mean everybody's busy solving crimes.
I forgot who we had voicing the police chief. Not Damon Gant. Ian, you want to take it?
we're looking for. Oh, wait, yeah, am I coming through? Okay, we're good. Sorry, my bad. Oh, you're looking for the others. They're all in the conference room.
Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us.
with the chief prosecutor saying what she said and did the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together.
I think festive is the word usually used for those.
So we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office.
Just use the connecting hallway in the other building. Take the elevator to the top floor.
Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we're not police officers or anything.
Hey, you're right. You can't go back there. It's off limits.
Ah, now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office.
Gremlin.
February 24th, Police Department Chief's Office. Holy shit.
What the fuck, dude?
Yo, this guy has a pipe organ in his office. What the
This
fuck?
this guy's definitely the murderer, bad guy for the case. Who the fuck puts a full ass organ in their fucking office?
Whoa, where am I?
Yo, in the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door, yo.
I mean,
You never seen a full organ in somebody's office before,
see,
Mr. Wright?
you guys didn't realize, but the organ music that's his theme song is literal. Like, someone's actually just fucking playing that.
What I love too is this, he's got fucking stained glass windows and like the arches are like decorated fully. Like, what the fuck is this?
Didn't you know that Leonardo da Vinci actually crafted this? There's a fresco on the ceiling showing the birth of Christ.
I'm definitely a trustworthy man. I just like the aesthetics of JRPG final bosses, that's all.
Yeah, it's called style. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it?
Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember what C was.
It's like in the middle.
Hmm? Oh, it's you two.
Chief Gan.
His fucking night suit is fucking hell, man.
He put that paper he was reading in his desk.
So, right-ho, have you been swimming lately?
No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately.
I can appreciate that. I've had my hands too full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statements.
Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence?
2 years have passed since that incident. My, how the time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me.
So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
We took her to commemorate our work together.
Ellipses. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Gant team picture. Photo of the awards ceremony of Gant, Lana, and Neil.
Well, it's easy. There's no shelf. What the fuck? Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh! But this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore.
All the same, we'd still like to have a look around.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore.
Ellipses! Exclamation point.
Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Oh, it looks like we aren't welcome to snoop around the chief of police's office. Who could have guessed?
Seems that case isn't over with yet after all. Something, I don't know what it is, but he's a little suspicious to me.
What do you mean?
Chief Gant denied a request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there.
You mean like a clue?
Yeah, Emma. There's gotta be a way we can get inside that chief's office. I know just the guy.
Gumshoe.
February 24th, Police Station Criminal Affairs Department. Hey, Prowl! Detective Gumshoe! Aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
Sitting so long?
Actually, I'm serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. I love Detective Gumshoe Shizuoa. He is my favorite. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you and two in court. That sounds serious.
Is it because of what my sister said?
That's basically what it all boils down to. But that falsified evidence 2 years ago, now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood.
Yikes.
But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. A lot of Sky is the guilty party here, isn't she?
Ellipses.
Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. He's not in all of them. He's not in the Apollo Justice trilogy, at least not to my knowledge. He might be in the DLC case for Ace Attorney 6, which I haven't played. That's like the only thing I haven't played. He might be in that case, because I do know, little spoiler, Larry Butts is also not in that trilogy, except he is in that DLC case. So Gumshoe might appear, but he is in both of the Investigations games as well. But he's mostly just in this first trilogy. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who didn't like him. But now with this,
Are there really so many people who hate him?
well, Shizuoa, you'll be pleased to know that the main detective you work with in the second trilogy with Apollo Justice is Emma Sky, and she's all grown up. So it's a decent trade-off. In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies.
Hey, Dick! Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you gotta take me back to that joint sometime. Okay, Dick?
Yes, sir. See, you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Alright, let's talk about the SL9. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while a coffee was brewing. Seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Doc left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall who's trying to protect some girl?
Me.
Seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think I had something to do with the mortar weapon. Let's see. No, I forgot. Let's look it up. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress.
Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Might jog his memory.
Yeah, we're gonna show him that first. About this. Hey, is that... Has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
Ellipses. That's it. Now I remember what that criminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what was it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again.
Okay.
Sorry, this game requires you to click on the options you want to hear about. Anyway, before you forget about that, let's talk about something different. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car? So it was an accident?
An accident, yeah, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed a man that witnessed the accident. When he killed a lady who saw that blah blah blah. A kid walked by this den, so he killed him too. Then when he... Oh, Jesus Christ. Gumshoe. A jogger came upon the scene and was killed him as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Seems he was a pretty careless criminal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he just turned himself in. Yeah, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing the last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma.
I will be right back.
No worries. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, he had his fingerprints on it too.
But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Ellipses. Yeah, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
I told you to guess. I won't tell you until you guess it right, pal. The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. Huh? It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. That's... Oh, shit.
That's pretty conclusive.
Neil's autopsy report, stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. And the switchblade knife. The broken tip was found in the victim's body. Belonged to the murderer, Joe Dark. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered.
Chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay.
Ellipses. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door.
What? Really?
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with a breach of trust.
Breach of trust.
Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's.
That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died.
Oh.
So in other words, Gumshoe's our only chance of getting into that office.
I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind.
Well, we don't have that yet, so we'll come back. See you later, Gummy. Alright, now we're gonna move to the parking lot. February 24th, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. No one's here today. Not even Miss Starr.
Everybody's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are.
But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15.
Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case.
But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty.
Hang in there, Lana.
Gotta find all the answers by tomorrow. February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet.
There he is. Looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here?
Sure was quick to throw that paper onto the floor. Was it a love note for me? Tough day in court, huh?
I've had to live the past 2 days with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you.
That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings, especially how much he loves me. And I love him too.
So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day.
Okay. Rude.
There's no excuse for what I've done.
Edgeworth is so fun. He's like, also, he's actually my favorite character. Gumshoe's like pretty close, but Edgeworth is my favorite character in the entire series.
2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact.
But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified.
That the police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same, no matter what excuses I might have. Yo, Mr. Edgewood. I take pride in my work. So tell me why. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this?
Even Edgeworth can't help but break into song when he says that. Are you up for the trial tomorrow?
Huh. First last year's trial and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves.
Hey.
But Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure that's just not your love language talking for you?
No, she has a point.
Anyways, tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this.
What do you mean?
The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long.
It's only half as long as most lists? That's odd.
After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time.
That picture, something seems strange about it. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right?
I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department.
You finished up at the office?
Yikes.
Tell me more about that, Edgeworth. In detail.
Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff.
Boo.
I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back.
I like to imagine Phoenix was like totally spaced out and then he said that and he snapped to attention.
Take something back. This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in the case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office.
That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to?
That's right.
Ellipses. Alright. What do you think about that picture? This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh.
Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes. The trophy Mr. Marshall's holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now.
Remember what?
That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story?
Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us?
It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. That explains nothing, Edgeworth.
Let him brood.
This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale.
Yeah, he needs to brood almost as much as he needs oxygen.
In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, the second means shield. Have you heard the story?
Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell me it, though, for Emma's sake?
Very well.
You're fooling nobody, right?
Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon.
Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other.
Wow.
Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very description of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus, the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
I love the use of court fucking music.
You're telling me that China invented halberds and shields well before they invented the term for contradiction? Is that what I'm supposed to believe?
You know, knowing what I do about Chinese society, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, okay. Oh, yo, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife, they symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion. Even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today.
That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given the shield?
Ellipses. You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished.
Chief Gant. The prosecutor's trophy updated in the court record. 2 years ago, the halberd was removed at Gant's behest, giving it its current form. Anyway, Edgeworth, I'm gonna read that love note now. Wonder what he was writing before.
Yo, come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look.
Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there.
Just distract him, I'll check it out.
Oh, I'll distract him, alright. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out there? Out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground.
Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet.
He didn't even look. That's good.
What? Let up. If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation.
Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean...
I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of this is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either.
Uh-oh. I think he's serious.
Yo, Mr. Wright! Please, you gotta do something!
This letter of resignation. I'm really upset it wasn't a love note. Edgeworth's carded letter of resignation. He's serious. Alright. Well, have fun brooding. February 24th, prosecutor's office. Underground parking lot. This is Ms. Starr.
Excuse me. What do you care for a quarter pound of roast beef?
Beef and cheddar?
What the fuck?
Miss Starr! I guess she's out of lunches. She brought harpies.
You clearly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who's sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk.
Luke Skywalker.
Still, I never thought you'd go digging up the case from 2 years ago.
Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from the case was due for transferal. This can't be attributed to more to mere coincidence.
Ellipses.
Ellipses. Oh, Shizoa gave me an ellipses. That's the proper reaction to that joke.
Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness.
The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife.
No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten.
Star's hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago.
Okay, every time that this song comes on, with the timbre of the synth, I always think it's gonna be Axel F. Joe Doc. It's a name I'm not too soon to forget. We trailed him for half a year, or the Prussian.
Oh, it's the Angel's comment about cows.
Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jack Marshall.
Jackie Marshall.
Jackie Marshall. Must have been going through hell.
You mean because of his brother's death?
They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jackie. He became obsessed. Seeing, Jake?
Yeah, Jake.
Seeing Jackie like that made her all the more desperate.
Her.
Lana Sky.
My sister.
The best of the best were put on the SL9 kit. Of course, they were led by the that legendary duo.
They're really proud of this CG. They show it so often.
Lana and Chief Gant.
The legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
You mean with the forging of the evidence?
Don't get me wrong, Joe Doc got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence was produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret.
But you don't have proof that anything illegal was done.
I had proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Sky transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor.
Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor.
That is quite as simple as it appears. Lana Sky was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter.
She was being used.
Damon got in Lana Sky. There's that damn graphic. I led the investigation with Lana's second in command. They were the best.
Kyle?
They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they?
Damien Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal.
His magnetism.
By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd procure the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled.
Incredible evidence. You mean
Oh yes. There were rumors about Yeah, him back then. Even back then. Holy shit. No one dared confront him though.
I take it she's talking about forged evidence.
Back then, everyone looked to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her.
Really?
Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything cooked and always watched out for the other detectives. Crooked.
Crooked.
Not cooked. Yes, that makes more sense. I was like, oh, is that why she became like a box lunch? Okay, whatever.
Yes, it's all this very strained metaphor. That's why I sell lunches now.
Yes, exactly. It's like, where the fuck is this going? That's why she was so concerned for Jake.
Mr. Marshall.
When Jakey's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jakey would have ever had recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating.
Miss Starr.
That's why. I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
Ellipses.
Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she?
Yes, thanks to Chief Gon's powerful influence.
Chief.
That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position was as chief was secured. There's only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office.
What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along.
But how could he control Lana?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change.
At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr.
You listen to me. You listen here to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been.
Yeah, your lunches are terrible. You brought me Arby's. What the fuck? Just kidding.
Fucking Arby's. Arby's is alright.
No, I actually
worst.
don't mind Arby's. I'm just making fun of her. She's pulling a fucking Skinner on me. Steamed ham's ass. Where am I going?
Hams.
Here. And then here. February 24th, police station. Criminal Affairs Department. Ah, you're back. You're still here? Gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ.
You're a DJ as well?
No cherry turnover. This is a disgrace. If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey.
Ellipses. Oh, that DJ.
Yeah, it was just a terrible pun. Gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. I'd bet my neck, it'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. It's the only thing you go to Arby's for. I like the Jamocha shake too.
Yeah, Jamocha Shake's my jam.
That shit's fire.
Gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Oh, geez, like showing him that a certain prosecutor is considering resigning?
Of course. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? Ellipses. A double ellipses. No way! Mr. Edwards can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? He can believe they pushed him. I can't believe they pushed him this far.
Mr. Edgeworth feels really responsible, yo.
When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him.
Detective.
Ellipses. That's it. I made up my mind.
But
Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out.
they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report.
Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. I salute you, sir. February 24th, Police Department, Chief's Office.
Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in.
We're in.
Got the hacks.
If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. Oh.
If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Gah.
Slap. Did she just slap him straight up?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. You must have your hand-to-hand skill to level 50. Ah, Detective Gumshoe. What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, what's the more point to give us your ID card? Oh my god. Dude, Phoenix, what the fuck? Hey, don't do that to my card. Yeah, dude, what the fuck? How are they ever get a chance to come in here? So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we're lucky. Now, come on, let's see what we can find out. I got a bad feeling about this.
Either those ID cards are super flimsy, or Phoenix Wright, it's got that fucking gorilla grip strength, man.
Yeah, he crumpled it. He didn't even just, like, fold it.
Yeah, like, he rendered it unusable. Like, I'm just thinking of, like, those badges that we had for work. Like, to be so strong that you render that completely unusable? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, try crumpling up your credit card. Tell me how it goes.
No wonder Phoenix Wright was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
He's really good at throwing evidence at people's heads.
Yeah.
That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's?
Yeah, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now? No, sure. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, she was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see.
Ever since Lana left, No one ever touches that desk.
No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining.
Unless...
He's supposed to keep Lana's pickup? Yeah, he's fucking weird. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes? I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Ellipses. Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah. You wouldn't be... No. Ellipses. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's take a look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go. You just let it go at that. Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Alright, so what's bothering you, Gumshoe? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do you think of him?
I wonder. Have you looked around this office? He's totally innocent. Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. We're gonna continue to do so. Sorry, Gummy. I don't know which desk we're supposed to examine. It just has to examine one of them.
What? Oh, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
Speaking of that, when we were here earlier.
Oh, true.
Chief Gant put that paper he was reading on the desk. Wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this stuff.
Hey, look, it's the case name.
Huh? SL9 incident? Wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long.
That's right.
Oh shit. That's right. Guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence.
The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long.
What would the other half of the list be doing here?
Yo, I knew it! That chief must be hiding something about the case. He's up to no good.
It would appear so. Evidence list. List of evidence in the SL9 incident was ripped in half. So this is the part. So this part's all I've got. Well, let's take a look at it, shall we? Boop. I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here.
What is it? Did you find something?
I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing.
Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright?
Better not forget about this picture. Alright. Let's take a look at the safe. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so.
Looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it.
A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. Do you guys know what the number is?
7777777.
You're goddamn right. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. Want to try my birth date? It's... Gumshoe?
Wait, what's his birthday? I want to know.
Oh, actually, it might say his birthday on here. No, damn.
Just that he's 30.
Someone pull up the Phoenix Wright wiki. Let's figure out what
Okay.
it's probably something. There is probably a birthday. They usually do that for these kinds of games somewhere. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing.
It just says that his reckoned birth year is 1986.
Okay. But no date of birth. Damn.
Yeah, no date of birth.
Bingo.
What number did you enter?
Whose birthday was that, pal? Yours, Gumshoe 7777777. The final ID card number on that record.
What?
The number of the mysterious executive officer entered the room that day. You mean 7777777? That ID number? I think you're 1-7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, anyone care to take a look inside? Oh, was it?
Sure, any money in there? How much does he have stashed away?
Look, it's a.
I love how Gumshoe's also a goblin. A shard from a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? Where have you seen it before, Phoenix?
Yo, there's something else in here too.
What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth.
Leather cloth?
Yeah, right?
I'm sorry.
This is a handprint, isn't it?
Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design?
I don't think so.
It's a we know note from the fucking Dark Brotherhood. Well, it's just a thought.
Is that it? That's all there is in the safe?
Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove the relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident?
Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective.
There is indeed something we can show the detective. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic.
Wasn't this a jar, a piece of evidence from that case?
That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe?
Yeah, that one. That was in the safe.
Alexis. Ah, now you mention it, it's ringing lots of bells. Let's see if it fits. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do.
Yo, Mr. Wright, here's some glue.
If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Just think we...
Yeah.
There! Fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident.
But
Hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece is just attached. It's different from the others.
There's a reddish line on it.
A reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Grant hide this in his safe? Evidence in the SL9 incident. Final fragment found in Chief Gant's safe. Blood traces. Alright, now... show me a fingerprinting set. Detective Gumshoe. I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints?
That's a great idea, Detective.
Alright, go to town. Sheesh. Ellipses.
Ellipses.
What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints.
Ellipses? It's not your fingerprints we want to take, bro.
Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes, man. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe, dude. Oh! Yeah, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Yeah, good one, Gummy.
Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for fingerprints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away.
What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Go. Press spacebar. It's really, they really want you to fucking slather it on there, by the way. Like, you have to get like a really, really defined print. See, I missed down here, so it didn't count. Alright. Whose print is this? No.
No.
No. No, not Gummy.
Oh. Emma.
Hello, Emma. No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here?
Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they?
Huh? It seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Doc's prints.
Psh, hey you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Ellipses. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Alright, piece of cloth found in Chief Gant's safe. Evidence for something, but what? Bears evidence Sky. Emma Sky Prince. I can't believe I read her name as evidence. Oh my god, I'm experiencing Ace Attorney brain rot. Well, was that any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we're able to get some hard evidence. I think that's, Mr. Gant.
Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat?
Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon.
Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective.
Do you mean me, sure?
Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yeah, sure. Sorry. Oh, you're in the coat.
Me sure?
Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore.
But sure.
Now get out.
Yeah, sure. We'll be on our way too then.
Wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Misa? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You, with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright.
Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? Thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office. I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Hey, you're listening to me? I'm gonna try smooth things over with the smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal.
Smooch things over with the chief, eh?
After that, I heard Emma that she said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. February 24th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. I see, so the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in the court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really, I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I've finally figured it out. You know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Ellipses. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Huh? Seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Did he use any other words? Anything flattering? No. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So, you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. Ellipses. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom may I ask is this person you're speaking of? What I'm supposedly so frightened of. Who is this? What is this person's name? Well, Miss Sky? Ellipses. Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he's respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought in before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was the second in command of that investigation. Yes, but also one other. Yes, you, but also one other. Damon Gant. Ellipses. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. And we got cloth. You want proof of the chief's wrongdoings? Here it is. That evidence proves someone is doing something wrong, all right. But it's not the chief. Who would that be? Why, you, of course. Me. Yes. You seriously believe what you're saying, don't you? Now that's scary. You seem to have the makings of a criminal in you, what with all your fallacious accusations. Care to spend tonight in the cell next to mine? If you ask me, you're the scary one. Okay. Gotta present more evidence. Alright, and then we also have the jar. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. I, the person concealing evidence, was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why were you taking the blame, all the blame for him? Ellipses. Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the murder of Detective Goodman? Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day.
I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car.
Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. The serial killer Joe Dark's knife. Couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that's the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I'd had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling. The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But, Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Llama's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Except for Goodman's real murder. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Alright, this is it. This is a quite lengthy court proceeding, by the
This
way.
is the last court proceeding.
Mm-hmm.
We have the time to finish it, or
We'll
do we just
see.
wanna try and push through.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how far we can get, but
Do we want to take a quick break?
yeah, we can take a quick break.
Okay.
All right. We will be back in how long do you think? Like a couple minutes?
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, we will be back in 10 minutes, folks. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Sorry about that break. We just, gotta get some stuff taken care of. It's gonna be a little bit of a lengthy final trial here, so let's just get into it and we'll go through this real quick, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's relative, but you know.
Real quick. Yeah.
Yeah. February 25th, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is the defendant lobby, all right, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if...
Something's been happening. Oh, wait.
Well, it might be. I don't remember.
Okay. We'll just assume then something's been happening behind the scenes.
Oh. Edrith, why were you doing a Gant impression?
Knowing you, you've already figured it out.
Yeah.
It was Gant.
Yeah, I got it.
Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is.
Well, I have a pretty strong hunch.
Grr.
Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out.
You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything.
True. Not yet.
In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright. 5 minutes, Wright and Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty.
But she didn't do it.
I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say.
This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her.
The truth?
Everything goes back to the SL9 incident.
Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past.
That depends on you.
Ellipses.
Ooh.
If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened.
Ellipses. I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright.
This is it. If I'm ever gonna find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Let's fucking do it, baby. February
Let's
25th,
go.
10 o'clock a.m., District Court, courtroom number 9.
I have a feeling that Edgeworth is gonna come in clutch for this one.
Oh my god, this is such a good trial. I love this. This is actually one of the best ones in the entire series, in my opinion. This section that we're about to do.
Court is now in session for the trial of Skye.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement.
Huh?
Before that, the police chief has a proposal to make.
Chief Gant.
Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Archie, been back to the pool yet?
No, I've been drowning enough as it is at work.
Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
She wants to do what?
Having heard what she intends to say, I feel though she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
Lovely. Love this.
What's this all about, defendant?
I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished.
Well then, what's your request?
Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered the detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana!
With the candlestick.
Also, it was a proposal, right? Like, couldn't Phoenix just be like, yeah, no, that's not happening?
Yeah, well... that, you know. You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana... Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please.
Well, the defendant clearly has the right to self-representation. The request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise.
This can't be happening.
It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant...
Anyway, we tricked you, everybody. The game is now over. Have a great evening. No, I'm just kidding.
One moment, Your Honor.
Hell yeah. Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant is guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, hmm?
Oh, let's go.
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
Edward, let's go!
What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be.
Oh my god, it's so hot. Ellipses.
That's exactly what he's thinking. You fucking know it.
With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal? Hmm? Not everyone hops straight as you do, Worthy. Ellipses. Huh. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness.
Oh?
Oh, to whom? Oh, sorry.
That's fine. I got that.
As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue.
I don't care what you think, Miss Skye.
Ellipses exclamation.
Your exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. Or the exposure of truth. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it.
Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request.
Haha, get fucked, Grant.
If that's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Worthy, you'll live to regret this, mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand.
Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. He could do that to me anytime.
Oh shit.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Yo, my name's Emma Sky. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. Bitch. I think this is the only witness that's actually answered Edgeworth's question straightforwardly.
I know.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time.
Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant?
Yes, it most certainly is.
Ellipses.
Ellipses.
Well, okay then.
What?
He sure gave in fast.
This is bullshit.
It's that forbidden prosecution jutsu, baby.
I know, he's got it.
Please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago.
The trip yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Let's fucking go, baby. 2 years ago.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and he took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
Ellipses. That will soon become apparent, Your Honor.
You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Alright. So, I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
What's that?
That must have been a real shock.
Even now, when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage. When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside, and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them.
Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can.
Can we press it with the drawing? Or
We can only contradict it with the drawing, but
okay.
I think we want to press every statement here, actually.
yeah, we're just gonna want to get everything that we can out of her. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yeah, she was second in command of the then Deputy Chief of Police, Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gaunt and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair.
Oh god, I'm so sorry. I hit the right click instead of the left click.
That's right. I always sit at my sister's desk when Phoenix would skip dialogue and dream about playing that organ.
So the organ was in there back then. Okay, cool.
Okay. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department and the prosecution's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
Alright. A man?
Yeah, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest.
Mr. Has chance, he fled the room, right?
Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened the door to have a look. That's when I saw him.
Neil Marshall rescued. What was the prosecutor doing there?
That day, there were 2 people present during Dark's question. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Almost forgot about Gant.
Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony.
I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after.
When Doc grabbed When Doc grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead.
And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in.
I don't remember clearly what happened then. But
Okay.
I'll never forget what I saw in that instant.
Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Doc. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights.
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out?
Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then, lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective.
Yeah, Detective Goodman, he was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim.
I wish to hear more.
Definitely want to hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago?
Yeah, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw. Yeah, but at the time, the woods just wouldn't come out.
He opens his
That's why I
mouth,
drew a
but
picture.
The words just won't come out.
He's choking. She's
Choking
choking
now.
now.
A picture. Yeah, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough?
Let's
Definitely
ask
wanna
about the
ask
picture.
Yeah. This picture the witness drew. I believe it has a very important meaning.
But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright, I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost.
Do we still? I think we still want to press this, yeah.
We can.
I don't see
Or
why
is, it
not.
just
We
gonna
don't
give, or is it just gonna give the same thing?
We don't need to.
Okay.
Then the next statement. Oh, we already pressed that one. Okay.
Yep.
Then I think we want to present the picture.
Oh yeah, we do. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the evidence list? Fuck. Oh, there it is. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into that drawing put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet, you would insist on denying its existence?
Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold.
This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident.
Please turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over. Turn it. Ah! Well, what's this?
Yes. What is that? Yo, that's it. That's the picture I drew.
Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here.
What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list.
Huh? These lists, they're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists put together to form one. You can see the marks here, where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you.
What?
Order! Order! But, Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Yana.
Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor,
You're right, Mr. Wright. Your eyes are bulging from your head.
if the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Ugh, ellipses followed by an exclamation mark.
Yes, it's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's possible. Let's see.
Is something wrong?
Do you even have to ask?
Sorry, Your Honor. There's indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing.
No. Stop with the song.
Ellipses. That's that thing.
Sonic.
That thing that was dancing in the evidence room.
Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives.
Guess he was out of scrap paper.
Ellipses.
Evidence was restored and updated in the court record. List of evidence in the SL9 incident. Half of this list was found in Gant's desk.
Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Ellipses, huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Emma's picture.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were the shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
I think a flash of lightning can bird such an image in your mind.
Thanks to that, though, she's able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder the prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Ellipses.
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Alright. It's the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were the shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
Press that.
You wanna press that? Yep. You got it, Chief. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, this is an exact science, bitch.
It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives?
Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
No, of course not. Better watch out here. You might find some way to cut my salary.
Oh, I'll cut your salary, all right, Mr. Wright.
Yikes.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives. So I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh? Oh, well,
Ellipses.
that's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. There is a contradiction here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next statement. Where I get through the shadows. Next statement. That I must have fainted. Next statement. We already pressed this one, huh?
Yep. We don't need to press any more statements.
Okay. I want to say, is this where we present, like, the screwdriver, or...?
No.
Okay. Because, like, I get what the contradiction is, which is the fact that, like, if the idea is that, oh, do we need to present the murder weapon?
No.
Okay. Because, like, the contradiction, right, is the fact that he's holding, like, a squared object instead of a bladed object.
Right. You're right.
Okay.
You're on the right line of thinking with that. There is evidence that directly contradicts that, and it'll lead into doing other things, right?
Okay.
But we need to first figure out a way into that,
What?
basically.
Okay.
So we can review evidence if you'd like.
Yeah. It's not gonna be anything on this first page. That's for sure.
So we have the crime photo. That doesn't matter. Broken tip was found in the victim's body, belonging to the murderer Joe Dark. Criminal testing fluid. ID card record. Fingerprinting set. There's the screwdriver. Goodman's offside of report. Evidence room. Rubber glove. Okay. Evidence locker. Evidence from the SL9 incident. Marshall's fingerprints. Security video. SL9 incident files. Neil's autopsy report. Stabbed in the back, died from a punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. Gant team picture. Photo of the awards ceremony of Gant, Lana, and Neil. Evidence
Wait,
list.
wait, look at that photo.
Oh.
Haha.
Oh, hi, interesting. Is that Voss in the background too?
Yes. There's a couple. Yeah, this photo is very important.
I don't know if it's that though. Is it the autopsy report maybe? To show that he was stabbed twice? Since
the
we
knife
used.
tip was in the wound.
Oh, and he was also stabbed in the back, not the front, which is what this picture would show.
Yeah.
So it's probably this, right?
It is the autopsy. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I remember it was like yesterday. That's whack, yo.
Mr. Wright. Perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction. Yo. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy?
Oh, oof. Is it gonna be the pose the guy is in?
We're gonna immediately lead into the blunted.
Okay, the knife.
thing here,
Okay,
yeah.
blunted object. All right.
The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. Look closely, you can see the tip is broken.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But Mr. Wright, yo, Mr. Wright, look at the evidence, bitch. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dawson was the murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem?
It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken.
Ah. What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, couldn't it possibly wind? It couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right. But what does this mean?
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence?
You're treading on thin ice, right?
I'm a dirty boy. I'm naughty. All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility.
No, he can't possibly be this hot.
Order! Order! Order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It's my belief that somewhere in this story, there's a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. Ellipses. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon.
Ellipses exclamation point.
There must have been another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being 2 broken knives?
Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one?
No, Emma's gotta be mistaken. Or... the only other knife we have is...
There is another
Edward's
one.
knife. Yeah.
There is another one.
Oh, there is?
If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by simple observational error.
Mr. Wright.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon.
The trophy.
You are correct.
Oh.
However, we are going to present this because it has the actual...
That's fair.
The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture.
This is a picture of the awards ceremony. Ugh.
Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding.
That's a broken knife.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award.
Order, order, order.
Neil Marshall was awarded the King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. What up, CSW Jubs? This broken knife was the only weapon he had in his dangerous situation.
But that can't be.
Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh. Oh!
The prosecutor was the one who actually died.
That's true. What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait, I remember now. I remember everything.
Yes?
Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back.
Ellipses. I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What?
You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture.
Ah, the music.
All this time I've been trying so hard to forget that awful music. I must have locked this part away deep inside of me.
Yeah, I would do that too.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honor.
First, the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger, Sonic the Hedgehog. This should be interesting. All right.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw Sonic the Hedgehog. No, he wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Wait, you saw Shadow too?
Which was
Getting
it?
real confusing.
This is certainly most confusing.
Try impossible.
Objection! Live and learn, Your Honor.
The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. There's no way there could be two hedgehogs in that room.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, the defense has a point.
Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further. Lana.
What is the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Alright, Emma's recollection. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw Sonic the Hedgehog. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Let's go ahead and press that.
His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face, with its winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this Shadow the Hedgehog really was.
What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this Shadow the Hedgehog, really?
I just might know.
Shadow the Hedgehog hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet, she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to Shadow the Hedgehog. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Yo, Mr. Wright.
This room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike.
I want to say it's the trophy.
It's not the trophy.
No.
It's not the trophy. Okay, let's
The
go back
vase?
to the. Oh.
What'd you say, Ian?
The vase?
The vase.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
the vase. The mysterious Shadow the Hedgehog was in fact this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar.
Yo, Mr. Wright. That doesn't look anything like the blue badger.
It's Pot of Greed, allowing me to draw 2 cards from...
Indeed, it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Oh.
Our viewpoint?
Yes, I'm talking about radicalism, Your Honor. Alright, well...
Oh, God. Geez. Oh, okay, I see.
It's gotta be this way. Oh, come on. Hold on. Oh, God.
Sorry, PC controls, folks.
Yeah, this is awful. Okay.
Look
we're
at the
gonna
bottom. The rotation is
do-
real smart.
Yeah, it's pretty like you can click and drag, but it's also not very great. But I think we need to do. Gotta flip it, right? Oh Jesus! No, not quite. Gotta. There we go. There we go. Fuck. How do we? There. There. Oh, come on, it was though. Oh, okay. I see where I was wrong. It's fine. Sorry, everybody. I'm an idiot.
Mr. Wright, you can do it.
It's like, no, that's the wrong button. Ah. Okay. Sorry, it's Q and R, and E is present. So I keep trying to hit R to do this. Okay, it's Q. That's probably good enough, right? Probably close.
So-
Please. Thank God.
Okay, thank God.
Well, is this a miracle or what? It is, actually. No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to Sonic the Hedgehog.
No. It can't be.
Order. The defense has proven its claim. Mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually the...
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point?
What do you mean?
So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything.
Indeed. Very well then. Please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? It's gonna be the location,
Oh yeah.
right?
Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Yes, well,
It's almost like
knowing...
he's setting us up.
Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Well,
The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant.
but the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself.
Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gant's office.
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body? From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly.
What? Huh?
If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Know what the reason was, Mr. Wright.
I've finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
It would have to have been the impact of the man made when he was knocked.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf and the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
Ugh.
The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword.
Yes.
It's a spear.
Yeah, it's this.
And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy.
No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes. There is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility?
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. Ellipses. I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Ooh, we got an animation.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! I can't keep getting away with this! I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then What? And then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her?
Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, you have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're gonna have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove that with this evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. Ellipses exclamation. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. Mia? Maya? Anybody? Where are you at? This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
Huh. Touché, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
Ellipses exclamation point. You mean there's still another possibility?
You mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another.
That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
Gotta think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind.
Is in the evidence.
Oh yeah. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky.
Ellipses exclamation point.
Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There's only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be.
God, it's so hot.
Now then, Mr. Wright. Please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased.
It's gonna be the vase. The vase.
Oh yeah.
The vase.
The vase.
The vase. This is the message left behind by the deceased.
This is that blue badger, Sonic the Hedgehog form.
Oh, is he gonna just speak the killer's name?
If that thing could, I'm sure it would.
Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. The message was left here, on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see faint trail of blood on this jar.
It looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Ellipses. Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away.
Yes, there is a line here, drawn in blood.
So what you're saying is these dots were once lines.
Connect the dots?
Oh yeah, Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No.
Mr. Wright. What kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Gotta connect the dots. Only one thing the victim would have written given these circumstances. His murderer's name.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No. Yep, okay. Oh my god, this is so bad. Oh jeez. Okay, I guess we're just... This is awful. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out this it would never turn out like this. Emma.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind.
Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life.
Was Emma Skye.
Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in that case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. I don't know about that.
He was still a serial killer.
Yeah. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. What is
Is he a skeleton? But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable.
I'm afraid that's not important. What do you?
What do you mean?
Didn't you know we are defenders of justice?
What?
We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. It's not a fact, though.
What's going on in the prosecutor's office?
They might have sent an innocent man to his death.
Just stand there like it wasn't his fault. Order!
The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. To be continued.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Also, it's not murder, it's manslaughter. Sorry.
That's true. That is true.
It's always weird that we always have like a case where it's like, oh, we proved that actually somebody got murdered by accident, and everyone's like, oh, so this 12-year-old
so they're a
child is
cold-blooded
murderer.
killer, huh? Yeah. That sometimes this game's logic astounds me. Give me like 2 seconds. I really have to pee.
Okay.
Yeah, same. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I will stay here and entertain chat and the audience. Remember, folks, stay hydrated. Since we're taking a break, you should also take a break. Go get some water. Go to the bathroom if you had to go to the bathroom. Obviously, you're not here entertaining, so I would hope that you guys just do that on your own. Anyway, is anyone else super excited about the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering crossover? All of the cards have been revealed, so that's really cool. I'm excited for some of the stuff. Thanks, Giselle. Really excited to do a Y'shtola deck. Really glad that Gilgamesh made the cut. Might do some kind of Voltron stuff with him. Kind of bummed that Final Fantasy 12 and 5 got the shaft. If you haven't had a chance to play Final Fantasy 5, you really should. It's really charming. It's really great. Pixel Remaster does a really good job of it.
Okay, I'm
it's really
back.
underrated. Hey, welcome back.
What were you talking about?
I was just reminding the audience to also go ahead and take a break and get some water, get some hydration
Yeah.
going. And I was talking about the stuff, the Final Fantasy cards that came out in the Magic the Gathering set, because they've all been revealed.
Oh, every single card?
Yep, every single card that's going to be in the set. I think
Interesting.
for the most part, yeah. And I was talking about how I was kind of disappointed that Final Fantasy 5 and 12 kind of got the shaft.
Yeah, I saw a couple of 5, but
For what I've done.
welcome back.
Oh, okay.
Every time she says that, that's what I was thinking of. So.
Yeah, sorry folks. Drinking lots of water while we're doing this voice acting is runs you through
It's a
it.
must.
It runs you through it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, we have 2 more trial sections remaining. February 25th, 1206, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Don't worry about it.
Maybe you should punish me later.
You can look forward to that. Besides, this is my problem, not yours.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Jesus Christ.
Ellipses.
Ellipses.
Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. To top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Take it Lana's having you run errands again? Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give you this if there was any break in today's trial. Evidence law. Edward was talking about it just the other day. What is that cover? I'm sorry, what is that cover?
It's evidence law for madness.
I mean, do textbook covers ever make any sense?
I mean, I guess not, but it's just funny. I don't know.
History covers are usually the only ones that do.
Yeah. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law.
I mean, history covers get to cheat because they can just use like a painting from the era it's covering.
Yeah. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so.
You'd at least study some evidence law, really.
The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book. Him. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Evidence law is securely slipped into pocket. From Miss Sky explains 2 rules of evidence law. Could you imagine if it's just like an actual law textbook? There's like 400 pages. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh?
Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Despite all these allegations being thrown at me.
Mr. Edgeworth.
The real trial today hasn't begun yet.
What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all ruined with this forged evidence you're unaware of. Emma Sky found out she unwillingly caused a man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal. You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. Ellipses exclamation. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're gonna go expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. February 25th, 1252, District Court, Courtroom number 9.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
the Inquiry Committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions.
Thank you for the news, Your Honor.
What a Chad!
Yes, well... Normally, this is where the prosecution calls for the witness. But, this isn't easy to say. You see, there's some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have
Ruck a bargain?
Ellipses exclamation.
You think I may have manipulated the witness?
I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking, and we really want you to leave the Chili's.
Did you say you wanted me to leave the Chili's?
The Chili's group.
Oh.
Ellipses. Very
You can't
well,
go to
Your
Chili's anymore.
No
I have
more
a solution.
no more Tex-Mex for Mr. Edgeworth.
I'll simply go to Applebee's. They have endless margaritas now.
Endless margaritas!
That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses.
What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing.
Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement,
It is a harsh penalty.
but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
Well, hot dog, you're in. Ellipses. Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal.
And then it's settled. The, defense may now call forth the next witness.
Mr. Wright,
Ellipses exclamation point.
you do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over.
The defense calls. The time's finally come to bring out the real murderer.
Bruno Mars.
It's Mike Meekins. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand.
Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything?
Ellipses. As the defendant partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it.
As luck would have it, you should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
Apologize, Shizo. We don't talk about Bruno. I forgot about.
True. Alright. Bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir.
Gotta get one last one in there.
Worry, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. play hardball, eh?
Please, Mr. Gant.
Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police.
Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony.
Oh, right-o. What's with the grim face?
First, let's clear up this SL9 incident.
Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prostitute? God, Jesus.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already.
Wait, hold up. If you were on your way to lunch, then how do you know that we determined that it was...
Well, I mean, he could be on his way to lunch from being
Yeah.
in the previous testimony.
Once he called recess, he's like, well, I'm just going to go to lunch then.
Yeah.
There are still some things unaccounted for.
Oh, like what?
Like the role you played in all of this.
Ellipses. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish.
Ellipses.
¿Por qué no los dos?
You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. What the fuck, dude?
Weapons? Are you conceal carrying, man? This is a courtroom. I don't think you can do that here.
Yeah. Sure. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
You know I always have that thing on me. Is that true?
Afraid so. Chief of Police has the right to refuse to testify.
Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is 100% bullshit.
That's like worse than like qualified immunity. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you.
Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony.
SL9 incident.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
Is that when Dark was arrested?
Hmm? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head.
I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut.
If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast.
Time to press everything.
Alright, as I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
Well, I wasn't joking. We're pressing everything.
It does say that there's a contradiction in there.
We'll get to that in just a second here. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day.
Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Drake and made him run or Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant Lana Skye also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Doc ran for it.
So, he's mentioned a contradiction, Ian?
Yeah, go to the last couple of statements. So apparently she had already arranged the crime scene.
As you can see,
I feel like there's a contradiction in the one of those last three.
there is. Do you want me to tell you which one?
I feel like it's the last one because we didn't bring up anything about him like forging evidence or anything. He's just kind of volunteering that. But I guess we don't have any like evidence to prove that he did forge evidence yet.
Well, we kind of do, actually.
Because the half of the note was found in his office, right?
Oh, that's right.
Half this list was found in Gant's desk. In addition to that, the missing piece was in his safe as well. We can actually
Right.
present either this or the note. But we'll do the
Okay.
note. You
I
claim you
like
had
that we
nothing...
can blatantly admit that we were committing crimes and not get in trouble for it.
You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that's a claim you cannot back up.
Explain yourself.
Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example.
That's the list Emma Sky drew her picture on.
This was discovered in your desk.
Oh,
Not
sorry.
Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe.
It was found where? Mr. Wright, where were you? What were you doing?
Nothing, Your Honor. That's not relevant. You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office by somebody who I will not name in this courtroom are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation.
Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this?
Oh. Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy.
So you admit to it then, that you were involved in the forgery?
Who, me? Or do you mean you?
Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? I wasn't in your office. Definitely not.
Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence.
Ellipses, exclamation.
Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Righto? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What?
What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. He doesn't have a job. He got fired.
Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces and their relation to the forgery that took place at the...
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together.
Alright, evidence and forgery.
Let's see, what was it now? A jar of fragments and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Doc was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in the forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Alright, so that last one's bullshit, right?
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
when investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I'm the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
Ooh.
Indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again.
My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow?
You cut out a little bit, Ian.
Today is, well, you know, it's
All right,
Chili's
Archie.
night.
It's Chili's night. Edgeworth's no longer invited.
All right, Archie. In return, though,
I know. That place, right?
Chili's? Huh? What are these guys, telepathic?
no, it's Burger King. I'm awfully fond of their chicken parmesan sandwiches.
Alright, for all I know, he could have blended them to my office.
That's the last statement.
Yeah, okay. Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there's one very large benefit you've reaped from all this.
Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit?
That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police.
Oh.
The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive.
Ho ho ho! Oh, that's a good one.
Huh?
Do you really think I'm that incompetent?
What do you mean?
Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 really sped up the inevitable a little bit.
Is that true, Edgeworth?
Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Oh, gee, would you mind if I changed my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Let's go back. Reason I participated in a forgery. Back. If they were found after dark was completed, then they're worthless. Back one more. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. It's not entirely true, isn't it? Because we have the evidence list, right?
I mean, yeah.
We just don't know if they're on there or not. But I feel like this would be a good statement to press.
What do you mean by that?
This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery.
If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery...
I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered.
They're found after Dark was convicted and they're worthless. There's no reason I participated in forgery. Wouldn't be anyone's
Back to the
accomplice.
last statement.
Press the last one.
Oh, sure.
Sorry. Nothing in it for you?
Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, wasn't it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right, you don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Ho ho ho! Oh, that's a good one, Worthy.
Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh?
Who are you thinking, Ian?
Lana.
Oh yeah. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake. But if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone else.
Ellipses.
Mr. Wright. It appears you're positively determined to betray the chief. As a nice man who likes to lend people a hand.
That's not what I mean.
Very well, then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. The defendant.
Ellipses.
I believe it's quite obvious in the light of the circumstances. The Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would have had a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit.
Self-profit? What do you mean?
After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed to Chief Prosecutor at the Prosecutor's Office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant.
But how would he profit from all of this?
He was able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations.
Do you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? What? Oh, wait. You must mean puppet as in someone a force to do what they say.
Admit it, Chief. Sorry, I didn't have any control over that.
It's fine.
You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as Chief Prosecutor so you could control her.
Righto, my boy. You have quite the imagination. Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you have any proof of this, that I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
Lana. She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant.
I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture.
Unless that is also what happened in this incident.
This incident? Which one are we on now? I can't remember.
Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Just what do you mean?
Canker sores hurt like a bitch, Udgy.
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement.
What? Order. I said order! Mr. Wright, you cannot be serious.
Huh?
This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in the law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder. This is impossible.
Ellipses. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edwards said in easier to understand language.
Phoenix is being the translator.
It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now.
Looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright?
That the chief.
A high-ranking officer of the law is involved in this murder?
Ellipses. Good question.
And nonchalantly shrugs his shoulders.
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. It shows the evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of...
What are we thinking?
Oh, okay.
Think back to the
Um,
to Goodman. What happened?
the prosecution oh, the evidence locker. Yeah?
Not the locker, but it does have to do with the evidence room.
The sheet, sign-in sheet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the ID card list.
Yeah, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 777-7777.
Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number.
You just show us your card. It's your number.
Exclamation mark.
What? How do you know that?
The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code.
Crimes! Sorry. 7-digit. I didn't mean...
I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. Same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime.
Order, order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say?
Nothing. The French's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card.
Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime.
What about it? I'm chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered that room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, As I do with the evidence room.
Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he?
Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days.
You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt.
No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met with the victim on that day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant the day of the crime. That's the same thing, isn't it?
What do you mean? The ID card report? No.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it's best we review evidence real quick here, right? Investigator's ID card found at prosecutor's office crime scene. 2 years ago, the halberd was removed at Gant's behest, giving its current form. The knife, murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox, traces the victim's blood, no prints. Oops, that is not what I meant to press. My bad. Parking stub, record of the parking in the prosecutor's lot, entered at 5:12. Blue Badger, allegedly dancing in the evidence room. Goodman's autopsy report, death due to loss of blood, one knife wound, died within 1 hour and a half of 4 p.m. Victim's memo found in the car trunk. On his cell phone, the word muffler was overheard in the call, made to Emma at 5:18. Parking lot floor plans, the parking lot with Edward's car. Crime photo, taken by Angel Star. Victim's shoe, traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Sky. Switchblade knife found at the crime scene wrapped in the defendant's muffler, small tag attached. Luminol testing fluid, ID card record.
Can we check that? The sheet?
This sheet?
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I was thinking maybe they were in the room at the same time and we could establish that.
That's right.
Yeah. So I don't think it's the fingerprinting or the screwdriver.
Half-written document dated, can only be submitted to the chief of police.
Oh, it's this.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's only half written. Right?
No, it's good. It's all good. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime.
Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it.
So, Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the chief of police.
Yet you are in possession of the report. Which means you can be sure if he filed it.
He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day.
You did too?
Yes, to transfer the evidence out.
Oh.
Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompany the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him?
There's no other way the murderer and the Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman.
Ellipses. Exactly.
But wait. The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence. You could have just lent him his ID card.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. Exclamation mark. According to the report, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body.
Oh, shit! Chief Gaunt, you didn't.
The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime for no one in their right mind, which used the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course.
You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office's parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony.
Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space.
The chief removed the body. Mr. Wright, show us this evidence.
To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this.
Is it the fucking blue badger?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not the Blue Badger.
Okay. Next page. Next page.
Screwdriver?
Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's, brought back to his office by Gant's request.
It is. Right?
Oh yeah, it is. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body.
What's that? A screwdriver? But what does this have to do with the case?
Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here?
It's here because... I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office.
But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to.
You mean
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car.
The car was possessed. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye.
Order. What's going on here? Is there no room for a rebuttal in the defense's outrageous accusation?
Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite.
It is a photo of the body being taken from the trunk.
Chief Gaunt, please say something.
I believe your time's up.
My time's up?
Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're going to make it in time for the early bird special.
But the cross-examination isn't finished yet.
Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
happens.
Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now.
What? This is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
So, you're going to just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. Exclamation mark. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right?
Oh?
But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now.
Well,
You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with.
I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gaunt is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him. Proof. Well, Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Grant murdered Detective Goodman and made Skye dispose of the body.
Do I have any concrete proof?
I think we do, right?
We actually don't. Not yet.
Oh.
I have
Damn.
no proof yet. It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence.
See, RG?
In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the Chief.
What?
Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, RG, I'll leave the rest to you.
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer of our nation's law enforcement.
Ellipses. Ah.
Lady Luck? Maybe we should have a word with her.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean?
There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't had the honor of hearing her testimony.
A lady who knows the truth. Another witness.
In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony.
But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify.
There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions. Raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person?
Why? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today.
Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth...
Lana Skye.
Oh, yeah.
The defendant, Miss Lana Skye?
She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders.
Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor.
Very well. Court will now take a final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in
I think it's... Hold on. Oh.
Chief Gaunt, I thought you were going to eat.
Listen good, Lana.
talking to Lana.
I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. Ellipses. That's right.
So that's on record, right?
Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder.
Ah,
That's not...
this isn't good.
Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I've got a lunch date to meet.
Ellipses. Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess.
February 25th, 2:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Looks like we managed to stay in the game.
Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. That chief, he's someone else, eh, pal? Except Gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Ah, don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. Yeah, your office. Not my office. Sure. I'll take the place of that top knotter girl you used to work with. Could you mean Maya? Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How is he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair. He has the right to refuse to testify.
Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said?
But Chief, it is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
Risks? What did he mean by that?
It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true.
Oh God. I don't remember. Who
Yo, you mean he forfeits his right to say anything too? I'm gonna assume that's who this
Good
is.
call, yeah.
Yeah.
Emma, you okay?
Yeah. When I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So, she's heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before.
Nah, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
Relieved?
Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all, just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside. To force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do.
That must be why she became so cold.
Yo, it was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery. But he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor.
I see. Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act. Emma, why don't you wait?
Nah, I'm going with you, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
I want to be there. When Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this.
to be continued. Well, we're in a bit of a pickle here because I really don't have much time that I have left for today. I mean, I could try moving us forward, but I still think it would take too long.
We can end it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just do a short stream to finish it out, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should. I think next part will be probably about like an hour. It's
Yeah.
Okay.
it's the final section, but fortunately I do have things I have to go to today. It's my dad's birthday, so
Oh shit!
yeah.
Hell yeah! Happy birthday, Mr. Jonah's dad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. It's been a blast. Is there anyone to raid? We've got 7 people.
Actually, I have a couple announcements.
Oh yeah.
So later today, actually, Elle and I to be creating our characters on screen for Baldur's Gate 3, which is the next game
Yeah.
we'll be playing. And then with that, there is a conversation I have to have with, but we might be.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out, Ian.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. We might need to change the time that we are streaming on Mondays, but that is to be determined. So.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have further news about that later. Yeah, happy birthday, my dad. Well, everybody, have a good one.
Yeah, take it easy.